Steph Curry in reach of another career milestone, one in which he stands alone. 4,000 three-pointers. Needed just 7 to get there when the Warriors hosted the Blazers on Monday. Warriors have won 4 in a row and 9 of 10. So let's count them up. Early first, Warriors down 5. Curry, that's 1. Warriors down 2 later in the first. P. Santos to Curry, step back. Money, 2 threes in the first. Warriors up 35-27 after 1. Let's go third quarter now. Warriors up 6. Green with the bounce pass to Curry. Got it. Warriors with 35 assists on their 45 buckets. Moved the ball beautifully in this game. Later in the third, Santos to Curry. That's 4. Warriors up 11. Next possession, Jimmy Butler to Curry. That would be it. 5 for 11 from 3 at 24 points, so he's still too shy of 4,000. Warriors up 10 after 3. Early fourth. Gary Payton II had an incredible game. Got that to go. Warriors up 12 a little later on the break. Draymond Green up top for Payton. He had a career-high 26 points in 28 minutes off the bench. Warriors up 15, and then there was Jimmy Butler. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists for his first triple-double with the Warriors. Golden State still rolling, 5 in a row, and 10-1 in their last 11.
Stephen Curry, he played his 1,000th career game on Monday, the first Warriors player to reach the mark in franchise history. He's got 2 MVPs, 4 NBA titles, and the most career three-pointers in NBA history. But he's never had to adjust to adding an all-star to his team mid-season like Jimmy Butler. So, Perk, Shanae, what do you see from Steph and Jimmy here?
You know what time it is. It's time to go shot for shot, baby. Big bro, big little sis, breaking down the new Golden State duo. But guess what? For the first time in a long time, we're going to be on the same team, breaking this down, starting with Jimmy Butler and what he's brought to the table as a member of the Warriors.
Absolutely. Look, you know Jimmy Butler, he's a bona fide number 2. He's going to bring scoring. He's going to bring the rebound assist. But he also brings things that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. IQ, look at the screen setting. This is guard-on-guard screen. He know that Steph is going to draw it too. He slips out of it. We know that Jimmy is strong enough to finish in the paint amongst the best of them. He finishes with the left hand. Great screen and slip out by Jimmy.
And what I love is he's fit into and understands this Golden State Warriors identity. This is what Steph does. He moves without the basketball, but because he's a veteran, this is like Livingston. This is like Iguodala. He has the IQ to know how to get Steph too, and that's what I love. But you know what's crazy? It's like opposites attract, because look at these numbers. The average field goal attempt distance, opposites here. 8th shortest, 8.5 feet versus Steph, who's almost double that. 6th longest shooter in the NBA at over 20 feet, almost 20 feet. So basically, this is like a match made in heaven, like us too.
It's called balance.
It is a little bit of balance.
Yeah, it's quite the feat, because thanks to 2 wins since Butler was sent to the Bay, the Dubs are now up to 10th in the West and in the play-in picture. But they have their eyes on more than that. Steve Kerr put it pretty bluntly. He said they want to be the 6th seed. That is now the goal. Golden State sitting just 2.5 games behind the Clippers for that final guaranteed spot in the playoffs. But Richard, that's just the seeding here. What can Golden State really do with Jimmy on the roster?
No, I think they can cause some problems.
Okay.
I think they have enough firepower to cause some problems, especially if they can get healthy, stay healthy throughout the run. I just think when people talk about championship, whenever the Warriors have done it, they've had a well-constructed roster. This is somewhat incomplete. They need a little bit of time to fill it out. Obviously, with the Jimmy Butler trade, there wasn't enough time late in the deadline. But to win 16, you got to have a roster. And I think that this is a team that you don't want to see them at 6. You don't want to see them at 8. You don't want to see them at 7 because they got Steph and Jimmy.
Look, Richard, honestly, this move was to save their superstar, his happiness, his sanity. Yeah. The joy is back for Stephen Curry. Yep. And there was a moment last game where we saw that on full display. The goal for the Golden State Warriors was to win the non-Steph Curry on the floor minutes. And watch this right here. Ooh. Nice little English. And who does he point right at? Oh,
somebody happy. Get somebody to look at you like that.
I have not seen that man,
smile.
Steph Curry, smile that big in a long time. So sometimes these trades aren't perfect, but more importantly, you made one of the generational players in NBA history happy, and that is an ultimate win.
I agree. And you got to think about this. Before this trade, Steph Curry literally had one foot in the grave, the other on the banana peel. That's how defeated he looked at times when we watched him play without Jimmy. Now, all of a sudden, Jimmy comes aboard. We see the joy. We see the passion. We see his numbers go up, the production. That's the great thing of having a number 2, so that now focus could be taken off of you so that you could go out and do what you do best. But again, if I'm looking at their ceiling with this roster, Steph first-round exit.
Wait, so Jimmy's number 2?
He's number 2. What is it?
I'm just kidding.
They're also still waiting on Jonathan Kuminga to come back here, so it could be interesting when they try to assimilate Kuminga into all of this as well. I don't know, Perk. I think that they could scare, especially some younger teams in the first round.
We'll get Steph becoming the latest member of the 25,000-point club.
No, I mean, just testimony to his hard work. One of the greatest shooters ever. Is the greatest shooter ever. My favorite point. Yeah.
Ricks.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, the greatest. And then, the greatest point guard ever. But 25,000, he probably. I think he's going to do 5,000 more points to get to that 30 club before he ends his career. But just finish out strong, man. Like, just keep going. Like, it's a blessing to be in that position and be able to keep playing at a high level. And, your goal is to win a championship. So, just shout out to him. Shout out to the homie Fred.
Swaggy, also known as Championship P, won a championship with Wardell Curry, also known as Steph.
Oh, man. For me, I think it's just a chance for them to keep growing, keep cementing his spot. I think at, arguably being, the best PG ever. Changed the game. He got his own home where he could go back to anytime, live there in the Bay. The people love him. Got everything that goes into being one of the best players ever. So just keep 4 rings, 25-some thousand points, same team, just everything really. Being the littlest out of all the people that you consider great, the greatest. So that means something.
Good. What do you think about Steph joining the 25,000-point club?
It's amazing because, it's really just off of IQ, hard work, and the ability to want to be great. I mean, you're talking about a guy who, ankles was giving up on him at the beginning of his career, so I know mentally that was frustrating for him. So
Mr. B had something to do with the 55-piece Steph.
No, so the see where he is.
Y'all talk about that?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. To see where he is today is just amazing. Just to be in that breath of, 1, 2, 3 top point guards, to ever play this game with the start off. It just shows his resilience, and it's amazing for him.
So Mr. B dropped 55 points on the Warriors. You say you and Steph talk about it all the time. Who initiates that talking point in the conversation?
He always brings it up. He always say, I wear these ankle braces because of you.
Oh.
And stuff like that. No, but shout out to him, too. He just became general manager of Davis.